Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we will learn about constructor in Java. So constructor is nothing but same like methods, but there are some rules and restrictions over the constructor. So constructor is a block of code that initialize newly created object. This is the first and important point. Then like methods, the constructor also contains a collection of statements that are executed at the time of object creation. So each time an object is created using new keyword, at least one constructor is invoked to assign initial value to data member of the same class. But it is not necessary to write a constructor for the class. It is because Java compiler creates a default constructor if your class doesn't have any. So some basic rules for the constructor is like I will write here constructor name must be same as its class name, and the second one is constructor must have no explicit return type. So in an interview there might be tricky question like does constructor return any value? So we have to answer as yes, but that is current plus instance. So any explicit return type we cannot write. Then we will go through the types. So there are two types, default constructor and parameterized constructor. So first we will see the default constructor. So for that I will create one class. I will write student. I will add constructor and I will add also our static void main. So what is default constructor? Default constructor is like we does not provide any parameter or without any arguments, and will get a constructor calling at the time of object creation. So this is a default constructor without any argument. And second is parameterized. So in the parameterized we will provide argument to that constructor. So first we will go to the default constructor. So default constructor is used to provide default value to the object like 0, null, etc. Okay. So let's check. First we will check how it is getting called, and when it is getting called just take extra lines. This is not required. So here I will write student is out. Here I will write calling constructor. Okay. So as per the definition, constructor is getting called when the object is created, it is instantiated. So I will create object and I will instantiate student. So I am saving this program and then I will run this as a Java application. So you can see whenever the object is getting created, constructor is getting called. So as per the default constructor is used to provide a default value to the object like 0 null, and that depending upon the type of the value. So let's see. I will write int a and I will call the value, okay, like a. Okay. So here now I am running that. So you can see 0 is a default value for that integer. Suppose if we write a string, then it will print null. You can see that. So it is used to assign the default value to the data members. So now we will go to that parameterized constructor. So parameterized constructor is used to provide different values to that distinct object. So we can have any number of parameter in the constructor. So let's see the example. So in the student we will add some values, like suppose I need ID, nothing but same as roll number, and string name is like student name. I want to add this data member. So here I will assign values. So I am calling the parameterized constructor. So I will here create two variables for accepting the values at the runtime as name. Okay. So here we have to just initialize value as per the value getting from that arguments. So I will save this using roll number, and here name is equal to as name. The parameter values are getting get assigned to that data members, and here we will pass parameters. So 101, and second parameter is name ABC. And if you want to display that, I will just write display statement here, display method. So it will just print a value from that variable id plus name, and it will the constructor will store the values, and to display I will just created one method display, so I will call this method. So now I will run this class, so you can see it is getting added. So again, if I want to create another object with different data, I will store that object as t1. I will change the value here, pqr, and I will again display that two values dot display, and now I will run this. Okay. You can see the first object, first value is getting called, the second one. Okay, so this is a parameterized constructor. Now we will go to that subparts of that constructor, like constructor overloading. So constructor overloading, I will write first here what topic we have covered. Constructor overloading. So constructor overloading just like a method but without return type. It can also be overloaded like method. So let's see what is constructor. So we have seen that constructor. We have seen that method overloading here. So same as the we will write constructor overloading. So just I will add some. Uh, we can write multiple constructor in the same class. Now again, I will create one constructor with different parameters. So we have not write return type, so we will pass different parameters. Roll number, string, as name, and int put age. So here student age. In here I want to create one variable int as age. Okay. I'm just copy pasting it both two values, and I will add here extra value as age. Okay. So I will change plus age. Now constructor overloading, so it at the runtime it will decide which constructor is we need to call. So I will check now. So you can see that I have created two constructor, one with the two parameters and second one is with the three parameters. So at the runtime it will check how many parameters or arguments we have passed, so accordingly it will call that constructor. So this is the method constructor overloading. So I will run this class. So you can see that value better presentation. I will just add this here. You can see that in the first constructor it is just like I have value, we have passed two values and it is assigning default value to that third parameter. So it is actually getting called by this constructor. Then we have instantiated the second object with the three parameters. So it is referring this constructor. Okay, second constructor. So this is a constructor overloading concept. So now we will move forward to the next topic, like copy constructor is one of the important topic. Constructor. Okay, so copy constructor is like in which we can copy the value of one object to another. Let's see, we are going to copy the value of one object into another using the Java constructor. So let's see. I will add some parameters here as well. I will delete this constructor here. Okay, I will delete these three lines. Okay. So let's check. Okay, so here we need to add some more constructor, like for this copy constructor I will create another constructor of type student. So again I will create an object of student and pass that object that variable. Okay, so here like id is equal to s dot id and name is equal to s dot name. So it will just copy the names from this constructor and it will assign to that constructor. So it is called as copy constructor. So here just I will add object and I will pass the object to that variable, like previous object. So I have created for one object, I need to copy the object to that second constructor. So this is the copy constructor concept. You need to just pass the constructor which is abstract to student. So now let's see what will be the output. It will copy the same object data and it will replicate the same. So in the first constructor we have passed two parameters. So in the second constructor it has copied the first values of the first object. So let's check the output, like in the first one it is displaying the data that we have passed, and then the second we have just copied the data from the first object. So it is this concept which we can say that it is a copy constructor. There are the two ways also we can copy the constructor or value of the object. So there are two methods, so I just basically cover the basic methods here. So this is the constructor in Java. So I hope you have enjoyed this session. So just watch this video, and if you like this video, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.